Hey team, we are here for quads and glutes. Real simple breakdown today. Three supersets. I do have my bench here for leg extensions. I do have a shallow bench that I will bring in for Bulgarian split squats and hip thrusts. So if you're taking this workout to the gym with you, you'll have a lot more opportunities to see different equipment. I would recommend the back extension machine. If you are heading to the gym, I would recommend setting up your normal sumo deadlift weight in the first superset. Um, so here's what we got. Here's what we got. Superset number one is the only set that we're going to hit 4 rounds or 4 sets. It's going to be seated leg extensions. I'm doing that with my dumbbell. If you don't prefer this position that I'm taking, you can also do a banded single leg extension, or you can take from a kneeling position, you can go kneeling extensions to focus on the quads. But again, if you're at the gym, just go find the leg extension machine. That's going to be probably your best option in terms of weight selection and things like that. If not, we're making do with what we have. All right, so I've got my sumo deadlift weight. We are going to do a very quick dynamic stretch before we get into the workout. Superset number two, we've got a dumbbell pull through. I'm using a heavy 50-pound dumbbell for this. And the movement that I'm looking to achieve or mimic is the same movement that you would take in a rounded back extension to target the upper glutes, okay? So it's not enough to just jump in the back extension machine if you're at the gym. You definitely want a rounded back. You want your feet placement slightly turned out to target the upper glutes. That's the exact area I'm looking to target at home using a different movement to achieve that exact same result. So whether you're at home today or at the gym, you're going to get an awesome workout targeting specific areas of the quads and the glutes. That is the entire goal. Then we've got some quad focused Bulgarians, hip thrusts, and then we finish with some hydrants. Okay, so again, very, very simple profile today. I'm gonna work on getting my music back up and running. So let's give that a second. Okay, connection looks good. All right. I'm trying to remember where exactly I left off in the warm-up. I did my inchworms. I did um there we go. Okay. I'll just quickly walk through what we did so far. So reach up nice and tall. We worked on inchworms. We worked on hip openers. Boom. Um, we did these walk backs to really get in the upper glutes. A little bit of hamstring work here. I love these so much. And this is also a really good hip opening stretch. So if your hips are tight, just bring both hands to one side. Just kind of gently press up against that knee to kind of open that hip up even more. Ooh, feels really good. Oh my goodness. All right, let's swing that leg back around. Bring the knees up. Inchworm to those feet or feet to the hands. Slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time. We'll go into some scoops. In this position specifically, I'm working on engaging the core, putting some purpose into my hinge, and I'm working on bringing in that right glute at the top of the movement for extra engagement. So if you struggle to engage the glutes, these are basic things that you can do in the warm-up, in everyday movements. That's going to help you bring some more awareness to when your core is getting lazy throughout the day, when you're not hinging, if you're just bending and putting stress on that spine, or if you bend down and do everyday things with more purpose, more intention. And my husband says, everything I do looks like an RDL. Bend down to pick up laundry, RDL position. Bend down to pick up food from the grocery store, RDL position. It is intentional though. It's not something you just do on accident. But you know what? Rarely do I have low back pain. I will say that. All right. Option for the last 30 seconds, go into some high kicks or air squats or a combo. It's a little tight. Good, air squats. I'm going to get some over the logs real quick. So I did not do these initially. If you're somebody with tight hips, like I have tight hips typically, these specifically, over the logs or seated windshield wipers, that will help you address that tightness. Okay. If you need wrist straps, go ahead and get those. All right, so I'm bouncing from sumo RDLs over to seated leg extensions, 8 to 12 reps per movement. Just make sure this bench is in frame. I think we are. Okay, amazing. So I'm bringing a slight lean into this move, extra core engagement, full extension here. Make the most of your range of motion. So good. This position is not easy. So if you are If you'd prefer to take it single leg, bring your mini loop band around here and just go single leg, casually seated. It's a lot less stress on the core, or a lot less pressure on the core. However you want to look at it, it takes the balance workout. And if you want to take a little extra time, achieve the move that way, that's totally fine. Other option would be the old kneeling. I was feeling like I wasn't getting as much out of that position with just body weight. So that's my rationale behind adding a little bit of weight there. Oh, set number 2. If you're still recovering, take some time to recover. All right, so think about your progressions, your specific progressions. So this is the move for me I'm specifically looking to train till failure with. So that's gonna look like stretching reps for me, not adding plates. 8 to 12. Make sure feet placement nice and wide, wider than your regular squat would be. Toes pointed slightly out. And you're keeping, if you're using a barbell, you're keeping that barbell extremely tight to the body. Worst thing you can do in stiff or sumo RDLs is get the bar too far away out of fear that you're gonna drop the bar on yourself or something like that. You're not. If that's a fear of yours, work up to your progression. But you wanna get comfortable literally skimming your body with the bar. That's how tight that bar should be to the body to avoid rounding of the back, using your arms at all in any way, and wasting any energy. All right, you want to be able to just engage the right muscles, use the glutes. The outer glutes is what we're targeting here in this move, so your adductors. Head, neck, shoulders, everything neutral. Oh my gosh, awesome work. My challenge next time is to try to get 11 or 12 reps. The challenge for me in those extensions is the controlled lowering, which you don't have to deal with that when you're using a leg extension machine. The work is in the press, and then the lowering is more like machine controlled or machine supported. This is actually, I think, more challenging to control that negative. Whew. 2 down, 2 to go. For your grip, just for tips on that piece. Some people like, I think it's called like an alternating grip, where one hand is under, one is over. It's really your preference when it comes to things like grip. So again, some people really prefer like wrist straps or lifting straps when they get to a certain point. I find that an alternating grip does typically help me in terms of not letting like my grip or forearms fail me before the exercise fails me. So anything that helps you just literally be able to focus on performing the exercise and not having to worry about your grip or grip strength, if that makes sense. So there's really no right or wrong. It's more preference. But again, we've got 2 opportunities right now to get to failure, which for me just looks like that point of shaking, really stressing those muscles. And again, in legs, your legs carry your whole body, all right? I'm 140 pounds. My legs carry me through everything I do. So deadlifting, you know, your body weight essentially, like, that's doable. Whatever ceiling you're placing upon yourself or any mental limitations, like your body will physically be able to break through physical limitations way before your mind can even like wrap your head around what you're doing. All right, so our whole theme last week was just being in the rep that you're in. Stop thinking about the past, stop thinking about what you have ahead of you, and be present, focused with me in each rep, and good things are gonna happen. Let your body tell you when you're done, all right? Focus on form, focus on movement quality, technique. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. Set number 3. Hardest set of every workout. Done. Did it. Check it off. Check it off. Check it off. Whew. And you know, it's a tough first superset when you're not getting a lot of instruction from me at all. Just a lot of breath work. I'm still working on bouncing back after being sick, and exercise is one thing. Y'all know this, but talking while exercising or instructing, that's where things become challenging. And I try my best, but listen, sometimes in an AMRAP or like a heavy lift, we're not getting a lot of instruction here. But I'll try to give you what you need on the front end so that you can focus on your reps too. If you're still recovering, still recover. I want you to get comfortable resting if needed, up to 90 seconds, maybe even up to 2 minutes in between, okay? So that you have enough time to get that heart rate down, get your, what's it called? Get your breathing back to normal rhythm, things like that, and then you're ready to lift with the same level of intensity, the same volume. Everything you need to do to set yourself up for a PR. All right, or very close to it. So this would not be a PR for me at all in terms of weight, but this, if I choose to see it this way, leads to confidence building. Although being sick, having an injury, things like that can set you back, those things don't need to set you back forever. You can start to rebuild, hit goals that you know you can hit because you've done it before. That's how I like to look at setbacks, is let's get excited about this goal that I know I've hit before. That's going to be a stepping stone for me to achieve more goals in terms of heavier weight, more reps, etc. So last set, best set, last opportunity to get to failure. Where's your stance? Where's your toes? Where's your bar placement? Where's your head, neck, spine placement? Where's your grip? All right. All right, first superset done. Way to work. Way to slay. On to the next one. Next one is heavy dumbbell pull through. Alternating with a hip thrust complex. So, giving our grip a little recovery in this movement here. So, 3 sets. Now what we've got is 10 full reps, followed by 8 pulses, or 8 casts, half reps at the top, and then a 10-second hold. So play around with the resistance that you want to play around with for this one. Heavy dumbbell pull through. Again, think of this as your weighted or body weight back extension, where your hips are static in one spot. All right, and then your hinge, in this particular instance, gravity is kind of forcing that top half up and down, almost like forcing that engagement at the top of the glute, depending on feet position. So for this, you're going to be wide enough where you're grabbing that dumbbell through the legs, and you're going to stand up, engage, and then come back through. So you may need to be slightly bent at the knees or a little bit more bent than you would be in a regular RDL, depending on your height. So, toes pointed slightly out. Feet placement definitely wider than a stiff leg RDL, but maybe just as wide as a squat, or slightly wider, you know, depending, again, on height. Keep that dumbbell nice and tight to the body. Oh, rep range, 12 to 15, that would have been good to talk about. Okay, so 10 regular full reps to start. Just making sure my chains did not overlap, and that would pinch. We don't want any pinching. Ten-second hold. Damn. Whew. Oh my goodness. All right, quick sip of water for recovery for me before that second set. Whew, damn. 10 full reps to start. Ooh, sometimes I question my own programming. And then I'm like, you know what? If I have to feel that way, then I'll probably doing something right. Probably doing something right. So, y'all know, if you need to scale weight, scale weight. Try not to scale reps when we're specifically working higher rep ranges, more endurance, things like that. I'm gonna get a little bit wider here, a little bit more freedom in my stance. Last set, best set, final superset. Quad focus Bulgarians, alternating with a hydrant. So nice and low impact. We love a low impact finisher. Last set here, last opportunity to train till failure. Make the most out of every single rep. Here we go. And maybe if you're not breathing like me, if you're not needing as much recovery, that might also be a clue. Are you working hard enough, as hard as you could? Because the last thing I want you to feel is regret. I'd much rather you feel the disappointment of trying to achieve something and then failing, and then giving yourself that grace to learn, to adjust, to keep going, rather than constantly look back with regret. Like, did I really give it my all? Was my effort there? Or am I giving myself less credit than I deserve for my own ability? Like, it's usually not ability, skill, anything like that. Is something going on up here that's holding you back? Last superset of the day. 10 and 10. Body upright. Ten and 10. Oh my goodness. Huh, 2 more sets. Woo. Try to start the same leg you did start with, if that's possible. So you're getting equal recovery. Good. Whew. Oh my goodness. We've got one more set. One more set to go. 10 reps each. I'm trusting you to come back after your recovery. I know it's tempting. Getting your water, taking a seat. Like, do I have to finish this last set? And no, you don't have to. Nobody's holding you accountable but yourself. That's the beauty of learning to rely on yourself and letting yourself down and being able to learn from that experience. Because I'll tell you what, we will quit on ourselves 10 times more often than we'll quit on somebody else. Makes no fucking sense. 0 sense. But it's the truth. It's human nature. So, when you can make a promise to yourself and keep it without anybody even knowing about that, just you and your thoughts, that is called confidence building. So, struggling with self-confidence means essentially you're struggling to keep the promises to yourself that you say you're going to keep and end up breaking them. So on one hand, all you've got to do to build your confidence is start keeping those promises. On the other hand, all you've got to do to build confidence is keep those promises. Last 10 of the day. Think about the last time someone broke a promise to you. How betrayed it made you feel. So if you're doing it to you, stop doing it to you. It's not that simple, but also it is that simple. So go hydrate, eat, stretch, move. Move outside of this workout today. Walk, hydrate, eat your protein, eat your carbs. Slay the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.